Again.
All right. And we're not back. We're back now. Yes. Listen, we just had a kind of an interesting conversation off screen. It sucks that you missed it. You heard a little bit. But anyway, we had a pretty interesting weekend of football. We had a few, barn burners, but overall, I think it was pretty fun football. It's pretty competitive. It was enjoyable. And
it's coming to an end, man.
It's all building up to the epic clash of two titans, which would be me and Eric. So let's break that down. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
By the way, fair warning. If at any point you just hear me scream like, ah! Just scream randomly, it's because I have a puppy who's biting on my foot right now. Like she loves my flip-flop, and my foot happens to be next to it. So if she gets me in the foot, I'm probably just gonna scream. All right. So
and if I just randomly scream, it's probably because of the voices.
It's the horrors. Chuck Dominguez, thanks for joining us. Gus Becerra. No, we're not dressing up today. No.
Why would I dress up as anything but the AFC King?
Or me. The NFC Emperor. Yes, for those of you who don't know, we did a draft, and honestly, it sounds like we're actually starting to figure it out because our number 1 picks are going up against our number 2 picks. So it looks like at least on the playoffs we got it right. So we got something right. But yeah, so far Eric and me, we continue our competition, and we're tied.
It's gonna come down to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so we have 3 weeks to figure out a fucking punishment. We still haven't done it because apparently. What? I don't know.
We're not very smart.
Well, it's more like, well, how much do we want to lose? Like I've considered, like something easy, like I don't know, eat a raw egg. But Eric is like, no, or like,
there's an egg shortage.
It's expensive.
Yeah, come on. You want my car?
And they're like $100. It would hurt, but it's not camera friendly. So we're thinking about stuff, and actually, we'll take suggestions. So if you got something that could be interesting and like budget friendly. We'll hear you.
And keep in mind, we put on clown makeup for free.
Yeah.
So,
we honestly, we had to do it.
Yeah.
We had to do it.
Yeah, just make it funny, and I'll consider it.
Exactly. Yes. A kick in the McNuggets.
I'm not gonna waste chicken. Oh wait, I know what you mean.
I know what you mean. Anyway, let's get into it. Breakdown this weekend.
Man, the NFL's ending, dude.
Yeah.
I'm getting bummed.
The best season of NFL of my lifetime, probably. The wildest, the craziest. The man died on the field.
The writers did an excellent job.
Yeah, so kudos to you guys. Kudos to you. Very respectable, very enjoyable. I have a few complaints.
I have a lot of complaints.
First off, too much Broncos in primetime. Just too much.
And overall. Colts.
Yes.
Ugh.
That was I think that was the biggest flaw. What other flaw do you see?
Thursdays and Mondays were generally the worst.
Yeah, right?
Which is weird.
I don't know. But,
too much Cowboys on primetime as well, but at least they played okay.
Yeah, at least, it was a good season for them. But
yeah.
Here we go, the breakdown of the last
and Pittsburgh should have been in the playoffs. That would have been nice.
But Miami, they put up a hell of a performance, though.
But it's because the Bills were actually shite.
as
we're gonna discuss.
All right, so let's just break down the games. Right now, we know who's going to the championships. All right, we know that no matter what, Eric and me, we're gonna go to the Super Bowl tied in points. So literally, the Super Bowl is winner take all. Now, do you have a preference of which team do you want to go to the Super Bowl to represent you?
Yes, the Bengals.
Why?
Oh, I thought it was self-evident.
Because you're a Burrow boy.
Well, not just that. Mahomes doesn't have a leg.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't want a pirate representing me unless it's a Tom Brady Buccaneer.
Oh, fair enough.
Which looks like he's never going to be again.
Ooh, yeah. Should we discuss that a little bit?
We got to it a little bit. There's not that many games to talk about.
Sure. I mean, listen, Tom Brady, he doesn't know what the fuck he's going to do. And we don't either. So, there you go. We discussed it.
Yeah. Aren't we a bunch of pundits?
Oh, Gus has a real question. Was Hamlin the guy that made them real? Is that what they took him out?
No.
Was this a premeditated attack by the Bengals, knowing that they were going to face the Bills in the playoffs, so they took out the one man who could have stopped them?
No,
Is that what he's saying?
That's not what he's asking. He's asking, was that the real Hamlin or not? Because people are saying that it wasn't actually DeMar in that little, in that little room. Because he was wearing a mask, he was kind of hidden. So it's like, it probably wasn't him.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, I went a little bit crazier with it. Because to me, it was like, man, the Bengals knew that the one man who made the Bills legit was Lamar Hamlin. So, before the playoffs, they just took him out of commission. Just took him out of the game. So, it was a premeditated attack. I like this conspiracy better. Yours is stupid. Anyway, Chuck Dominguez, Cowboys America's team. Nah, no way. Not even close. No thank you. They suck. Anyway, let's get into it.
Like Mr. Tom Grossi said on his NFL fan reactions, the 49ers went in to take out America's team for America.
Amen, brother.
Thank you, 49ers.
Amen. All right, so let's get into let's see.
Will Rodgers retire or go somewhere else? Will Tom Brady retire? I think, based on the McAfee show today, Rodgers still has that fire. He still has that competitive passion. Brady, based on what I saw when he said in his podcasts, I believe they asked him, so Tom, what the fuck are you going to do? And he basically answered, if I knew what the fuck I was going to do, I would have fucking said it already.
Yeah.
Those were his words. So, Brady seems a little more out of it than Rodgers, but I say both probably come back. Brady, most likely not to the Bucs.
No. And Brady right now can pick and choose to go to the best situation possible. And that's not the Bucs, as long as they keep having Todd Bowles as head coach. That man cannot coach. He cannot be the head coach of a team. All right?
Yeah, Tom Brady has a... it's called the Let's Go podcast. I believe it's on Sirius.
Yeah. So, there you go. That's
you have to pay for it. Unlike this. You don't have to pay for this.
This is free.
But if you want to give me money, go ahead.
I prefer, like, if we ever meet at a bar, like, buy me a beer. I'll take that.
And you can give me money.
Sure, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, we're all broke. Anyway. No, not to the Raiders. No, we don't want Tom Brady arrested.
But that is his most likely.
Why the fuck? Anyway.
Where else? He's not going to go to the Jets. He'd be assassinated.
Why would he go to the AFC? It makes no sense. The NFC's weaker right now. He has a better shot at going through the NFC.
But where would he go? The Saints?
Maybe. The Saints have a really good defense. The Panthers? No, not really. Falcons? Nope. The Bears, the Lions, the Vikings.
I don't know. Does he want to have to deal with... I don't know. I don't know.
The Lions are pretty hot right now. The Green Bay Packers are always a contender. So, Cardinals? No,
Chicago's always funny.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll as that story develops, we'll break it down. But let's go into this weekend's game. So first off, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, surviving the Jaguars. Is there a fair way to say it?
First off, I never like celebrating whenever a player gets injured because it's in really poor taste and it's really bad. But why am I smiling?
But I'm not going to say it doesn't make me feel good.
But I'm not going to say I was particularly upset.
No. Patrick Mahomes getting injured. We don't know how severe it's going to be, but it's pretty bad. It's a pretty bad day when your most valuable player gets injured. Now, fortunately for them, they had a decent backup, and they have Travis Kelce, that giant piece of shit. So the Chiefs did fine. They managed to survive the Jaguars. It was close for a second there, particularly because Mahomes could not do Mahomes-like things. But out of all the winners, the Kansas City Chiefs are definitely the biggest losers this weekend.
Yeah.
Next, we got the Eagles just shellacking the Giants, embarrassing them, spitting on them, peeing on them, and then, beating them up at the end of the game in garbage time. Like, for no fucking reason, they almost killed the man on the field. Like, I think the hardest hits in the game happened at the end of in garbage time.
I actually called the police. For murder. For
those of you who are worried about Jalen Hurts and how he's gonna, look coming back, you look pretty good. So the Eagles right now,
still a fake squad though.
Listen, I'm not convinced. They only beat the Giants. All right, so We'll see. We'll see how it is. However, that defense is legit, and so that
This is when we could have put everybody hurts in the thumbnail.
see
This
See
is
what
why
happened?
I handled the thumbnail.
well, if he wins, you know what you can do.
Also, interesting point. Brady could go to San Francisco.
Hey, good for him. It
That's
depends.
what he's always wanted.
Listen, if Purdy wins the Super Bowl, I don't think it's happening. Next,
He's the new Brady.
we got the Buffalo Bills getting shellacked by the Cincinnati Bengals. It wasn't even close, not even for a minute, not even at all. Is Cincinnati just that superior to the Bills, or do the Bills just can't play in the playoffs, or what the fuck is going around? What the fuck? He was jumping. I didn't jump around with joy and said "fuck you, Patrick." Right?
Like I didn't do that.
Listen,
I always said I hope he's okay.
listen.
But why am I smiling?
We know what happened in the game between the Bengals and the Bills. All right, the Bengals do not have an indoor training facility. It was snowing. They were prepared for this. Also, their uniforms are white, so the Bills couldn't see them. They were invisible. It's impossible. So it's one of those.
Do the Bills
things-
have a white uniform?
What?
Do they have a white
The
uniform?
Bills? I don't know. I think so. Everybody has an away uniform that's white.
I legit think they should have worn that.
Maybe, but the problem is, I think that the helmet's also white. So the Bengals have the advantage of the helmet being orange.
Yeah, they fucked themselves.
Yeah, they screwed themselves massively. So the Bengals don't have an indoor training facility. They have the advantage. Also, they're camouflaged. The Bills never stood a chance. The score wasn't even surprising.
Listen, as far as I know, Damar Hamlin and Von Miller didn't come out on a four-wheeler with an American flag at the beginning of the game. So,
Dude,
it was always doomed.
will the Bills ever get through the Bengals and the Chiefs? Will they ever do it?
Both of them?
Because that's who they have to go through. Like the Bengals right now, they're going through the Bills, and if they're going to the show, they're going to go through the Chiefs. And I think the Bengals can do it. Could the Bills do the same thing? Because theoretically, this is going to happen time and time again. Those are the three top teams in the AFC at this moment, so they're going to have one of those teams is going to have to go through both of them. So I think the Chiefs could do it, not this season, but a previous season they could do it. I think the Bengals have proven that they can do it. So the question is, are the Bills the weakest of those three?
Well, right now, right now, with
Right now,
Pat,
sure.
probably not.
They're out.
But man, I just don't know. They make too many dumb mistakes to be the top cut.
Yeah.
Like they're good. They're good enough to make it this far, but
Dude, it's really interesting because, like I said, the Bills are a home run team. They always try to hit the home runs. The Bengals took that away, and they couldn't just throw hits. Like the middle of the field was open, they just wouldn't take it. I don't know why. So the Bills need something to change. They need a new offensive coordinator for sure, because as soon as their previous defensive coordinator left, they've been struggling hard, in spite of having all that talent on the field. Also, losing Von Miller sucks, and
also they weren't running the ball.
It's really weird, right? Again, offensive coordinator. Who the hell is calling these plays? So they need to change their
Joe Mixon
ASAP.
was running around the field like a madman.
Yeah, they couldn't stop him. That's what you usually do when it snows. You run the ball.
The floor is slippery.
Yeah,
It can't stop you that well.
You have the advantage. It's harder to knock you down. So again, I don't understand what they're doing, but out of the three, the Bills look like the weakest team by far. The Bengals, on the other hand, they looked, clean. They looked ready to go. In spite of, the O-line being in shambles or whatever, they looked ready to go. They looked ready to kill people.
Dude, Joey Burrow is a goddamn killer.
Right?
And
Ice in his veins.
And he's stone cold, even with his interviews and shit. I think they he just said the offense showed up, the defense showed up, special teams showed up. When we executed, just as expected. And it's like, god damn, why am I hard right now?
This is not my proudest boner.
It might be.
Oh, it might be. Yeah, it's one of those things like
Kitty goes meow.
Dude, Joey Burrow is a grown-up, right? Like
he's got a cat, but he's got all dog.
So it's one of those things that it's like, man, all right, so Josh Allen looks all over the place sometimes. He looks lost, looks confused, like the big wide eyes. He's crying in the middle of the field. Joe Burrow's always calm. Like Literally, they're trying to kill him out there. Like his O-line's in shambles, and he's still like, well, whatever. We'll just keep throwing the ball, keep doing it. It's fine. So again, ice in his veins. So good for him. Chuck, no homo. The longest Joe is around the Bills. Will never get to win the Super Bowl. Listen, right now that it's a really tough path because again, they have to go through the Chiefs and the Bengals, and I don't think they can do it. They need something to change ASAP, massively.
I guess if they're the number 1 seed, they're gonna have a better chance because one less game.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, man.
And again, and I know that people are saying like, oh yeah, no, it's because it was snowing and all that stuff. Both teams were out there in the snow, right? That's no excuse to look that terrible in the playoffs, right? These are the most important games of all of the season. You're fighting for everything you've ever fought for in the career. Every game is the most important game, bar none, and you did not look ready. And supposedly you prepared for these guys a couple weeks ago. So I don't know what to say. To me,
well, DeMar was a key part of the game plan.
Again, yes, it was the Bengals thinking ahead. They were thinking the way the future.
And T. Higgins almost killed 2 men this game.
Burrow's the Eli to Herbie's Rivers. We can't root for Joe. Why? Joe Burrow never said anything like Eli, like I don't want to play for them, and then got traded.
Also, as time has gone by, I completely defend Eli Manning's decision.
It was a smart choice. It was a smart choice. But anyway,
it's like instead of wallowing in the disgusting organization that is the Chargers,
he went and got a couple Super Bowls.
He beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. That was his career.
He's undefeated in the Super Bowl against the GOAT. So good for him. Next, the final game of the week, one that was a little bit closer than I expected. The 49ers against the Cowboys.
Which makes me feel pretty good. That man had a wild fucking catch.
That is the wildest catch I've ever seen.
Dude, did you see Diggs was about to rip his fucking head off?
And he dodged them.
And he got it.
Yeah, it's crazy. This man's insane. He's not human.
I say we kill him.
George Kittle?
Yeah.
If you tried, you'd be dead. He'll dodge
He
it.
would dodge it.
Yeah.
I'm scared. And he'll do the tongue thing.
well, like...
like, oh, he freaked me. I don't like it.
Again, the 49ers, they did not look as explosive as they've looked the weeks before.
Purdy started. He
made some rookie mistakes. He got lucky at halftime that they got that field goal in. The running back at the end of the game did one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. He got the first down and then he ran out the field like a fucking idiot. So in stopping the clock. What else? So they look
But if
mortal.
we're gonna talk about being a bunch of morons.
Oh, the Cowboys. Son of a bitch. All right.
Dude, one thing that's I find it hilarious that they're not talking about that much is the Schultz catch where he
stepped outside of that
bounds. I was like, wait, you don't know how to make a catch?
You don't know how this works?
You weren't being blocked. What are you doing?
You did that on purpose? And you didn't hurry up to just, spike the ball or something? Seriously? How stupid can you be? It's like the Cowboys like embarrassing themselves out in the playoffs. Like
Dude, in that last play, they had Zeke at center. That was funny.
I don't understand that play. I don't understand it.
Did you see Mike McCarthy stiff arm the camera? He was like, nope. Nope.
Dude, when I was seeing that play, when they're setting up at the end, I was like, this reminds me so much of the Colts and the Patriots. Like, somebody's gonna get murdered here because there's nobody blocking the person who's gonna throw the ball. It makes no sense. Now,
if it wasn't for that Patriots play against the Raiders this season, that Cowboys play would have been the worst play of the year.
Oh, yes, definitely. But, all right, so Chuck has got a pretty interesting point here. Dallas is the best defense that Purdy has gone against. Yes, true. And the Philly defense kills people. Like, they're straight up murdering fools. Unfortunately, for the Eagles, the 49ers have a pretty good running game. So, if
49ers have a pretty good every game, except
the O-line started just dominating. So, if you noticed in the game, towards the end of the game, they kind of started, saving Christian McCaffrey. Like, they didn't make him run the ball that much. They put him in for a few passes, but he wasn't really running the ball, so they kind of saved him there. You could tell that they were kind of hiding the playbook a little bit. Like, they didn't do anything too crazy, too wild, because with the simple stuff, they were beating the Cowboys. So they kept it simple. They didn't do anything too crazy, and just the defense dominated them.
And they knew the Cowboys were going to fuck up.
Yeah, they knew. Yeah, of course.
As is tradition.
Of course.
So, why bother?
There you go. So
one thing that I do find it cool is the last 4 teams, I would say, are the best four teams.
Definitely.
It's not like there's not like a fluke going on, or like, oh wow, what the hell is the Vikings doing here?
How'd the Vikings get here? Weird.
It's like, no, these are the best 4 teams, and probably if you predicted this before the playoffs even started, not surprised.
No, not even at all. I mean, literally our first 2 picks.
Yep.
We did a snake draft. I went 49ers. You went Chiefs, Bengals. I went Eagles. So there you go.
I went Bengals, Chiefs.
All right, fine, whatever. The point is, look, they're in order. So we kind of predicted this in a way. So
my pick is super clear, and it's not just because I hate the Chiefs, and I also have Cincinnati in another league to win, so that would just be perfect.
Okay. But
I legitimately think the Bengals are just the better squad.
Okay.
I think it's just
even if Mahomes is 100%.
Oh, that's a good question.
Of course.
I think
that is the question.
I think so, actually.
Really?
Like, I think the Chiefs. I do think Andy Reid is overall probably a better coach than Zach Taylor.
Okay.
But I don't know. I didn't love how the Chiefs were playing towards the end of the season. So I think I would have gone Bengals either way. The better question is, who do you want?
Who do I want in this game?
No, in the other one.
Okay, well, in this
you don't want either one here. Well, you want the Chiefs here.
No, this one, I'm going Bengals. Like I said, I'm a Burrow boy. I hate the Chiefs, which is the most important thing. But no, I actually like the Bengals. They're an organization that kind of like went through the ringer for a really long time. They hadn't won a playoff game, and then they got Joey Burrow. They started, getting their act together. They got him Jamar Chase. So it's a well-built team. I like the head coach. I like everything. I like their mentality. They look like a team that's built to win for a while. So I like them overall. So
that kitty got that dog in him.
Exactly. 0 chance Mahomes is healthy. High ankle sprains are tough. Yes, but drugs. Maybe he won't feel the pain. I will never wish bad to anyone, but I wouldn't mind Patrick being hurt. Ooh, okay. Anyway.
Now you don't have to wish it. He is hurt.
Yeah. So now the other game, again, this is the most interesting game, I think. I think this is going to be pretty dramatic. So I'm going to try to break it down.
I'm going to be more stressed about the first one, but yeah.
Sure.
Who do you want here?
I want the 49ers. The moment that they traded Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers, we said they're going to the Super Bowl, right? And from that point on, we've been, the 49ers are the best team in the league, bar none. They're just demolishing people left and right. They're just dominating. The defense is super good, and they have all-stars in the offense. So I like the San Francisco 49ers. However, the Eagles are having a phenomenal season, and that defense, again, they're making turnovers, which is the most important thing, and they're making sacks. So the question, again, which is always going to come down to is, can Brock Purdy stand the pressure? Can he do it? Now, so far, he looks calm. He looks poised. He made a few dumbass mistakes. Sure, he's a rookie. Again, almost.
It was his 9th game.
Yeah. 9th game as a starter. So it's one of those things that, like, ooh. What do you do if you're the 49ers? Do you just bet it all on defense and run the ball?
Or a better question, is Garoppolo healthy now?
I don't think Garoppolo's going to play. You stick with a hot hand.
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to panic. This is the moment when you panic. This is when you see with Shanahan's, he's got.
Shanahan tends to stick to his plans because the way that Shanahan sets up his plays is he does plays in the first quarter, the setup plays for the second quarter, the setup plays for the third quarter, the setup plays. So he goes through a progression. And that's why you see the team settle in more the further the game goes in, which is kind of the way that you should do it. But a lot of players, a lot of coaches, they bail on their plans. Shanahan doesn't tend to do that. He sticks to it, and it's usually a good plan from the beginning. And so it's one. Maybe he'll adjust and change some. For example, again, he wasn't using McCaffrey as a runner in the final quarter. He started using Mitchell, and Mitchell was running pretty good. So again, it's like, all right, I'm saving my aces. All right, I'm saving all these guys. We'll do a little bit here, a little bit there, but I'm saving this guy because I know that I'm going to need him more next week. Because again, next week, when they're rushing the quarterback, the best thing you could do is run the ball. You run the ball, you keep the other team honest, and eventually they're going to have to stop rushing the quarterback, and they're going to have to start going to cover the run, and that's when you throw passes. That's usually how this plays, right? It's one, you have to pick your poison. You can't cover everybody. Can't do that. Or you can't stop, just send people out to kill the quarterback every single play when the quarterback doesn't have the ball. It's just not smart football. And again, the disadvantage of when you're running towards the quarterback is usually not on the line. It's a little bit further back. So if you're trying to get the quarterback, you're leaving the center open, and they'll just run through you. They'll just run straight through you every single time. So the advantage for the Eagles could end up being a disadvantage for them. However, new and experienced QB, again, I don't think he's faced this kind of pressure before, and the secondary for the Eagles, they're turnover machines. One thing leads to the other. If you put a lot of pressure up front, you will give a lot of opportunities, in your back end. Can they stop him? Sure. I don't see the Eagles offense, on the other hand, going through the offense of the 49ers.
Defense.
I'm sorry, the defense of the 49ers. I think the defense of the 49ers is better overall. They just shut down people. Now, they didn't really get that many sacks on this game, but they did enough. They got all the turnovers that they needed, and they play clean. They don't really get that many flags, and so
I think it's
the Eagles. All right, the Eagles play with a little bit more swagger. The 49ers, other than George Kittle, look like professionals. You know what I'm saying?
This game's gonna come down to Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
Honestly.
probably.
We're gonna see if he falls to the pressure or not, because the Eagles don't have a weakness. That's their main thing. They don't have a weakness at basically any position. They can throw the ball, they can run the ball, the quarterback can run it, he can stay in the pocket, whatever.
I don't think either team has like a real weakness other than Brock Purdy.
That's what I'm heading.
Okay.
Brock Purdy, the quarterback is the biggest weakness in the 49ers. Both in terms of being inexperienced and... No, it's mostly being inexperienced.
Yeah.
And, the lights are getting brighter and brighter.
Yes.
And, this guy was Mr. Irrelevant. 7th round draft pick, I think?
I don't know. The final man of the... Yeah.
Yeah. That's an even better story than Brady.
Honestly, yes.
I don't know. Does he have that dog in him?
Dude.
Because right now he's being carried by a perfect team surrounding him.
Dude.
He's got a McCaffrey. He's got Kittle. He's got Mitchell. He's got Debo.
The guy does not look lost out there. All right?
He looked a little lost.
No,
against Dallas, who had a really good defense.
I know. So
the Eagles have a really good defense.
All right, Purdy is overhyped.
I'm worried that might be the case.
Listen, I'm not saying he's phenomenal, all right? I'm not saying he's, going to be an MVP anytime soon. What I'm saying is the team overall is good enough to beat the Eagles. I think.
But I can see a scenario where, Purdy throws a couple of picks and that's enough to flip the whole thing.
Maybe. I just don't see I just don't see the 49ers needing to lean on Purdy that much.
Well, he's going to have to.
He's going to have to do
it's
something.
the most important position.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to have to show up and execute. And plus, the Eagles are at home.
Oh, that is a factor. I don't know. Point is, I'd prefer the 49ers. Personally. If I have to pick, if I get, the magic pick, I go 49ers. So,
I think I like the Eagles a little better in this one just because of that Purdy factor.
All right.
But we shall see.
We shall see. So, that's it. Those are picks. So, Eric, Mr. AFC, picking the Bengals.
The King. Call me the Tiger King.
Maybe picking the 49ers. Let's say, hey, listen, I do not expect this, to be honest. I do not expect it to come down to this. I don't expect to be tied. Last year, I just whooped it. So we need to find like a pretty good bet here.
All because the fucking Chargers could not get a 27 point. Fuck, get out of here.
Actually, then I would have had the advantage.
How's that?
Actually, no, I would have lost.
No, you would have lost.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
Because I would have had one more team than you.
Eric Exotic. Anyway, as always, comments, questions, suggestions, you can find me at DarioSDW and at Super Dario World. Eric, where can they find you if you want them to find you? I don't know.
Oh, I should put like my Cash App on these things, right?
Like the Venmo thing?
Yeah.
Do it. We'll give us a fuck.
I think it's a good idea.
As always, thank you for joining us, and I'll see you again next time.